What's up, guys? Angry Jackalope here, Rob Ricks. I got another story for you. This one is kind of a payback's a bitch story. And I don't have a lot of these because there's people that I have some grudges against, and I'm working really hard to release those grudges. But this was when I was much younger, and this was really fucking gratifying to me. So, I do design work, I do web work, and I've been doing website design since 1994, 94, 95. So roughly about 20 years now I've been doing web work. Well, in the early days of the internet, developers were very, very cool. They shared shit. It was a time where if somebody figured something out, you shared it. You know what I mean? You said, hey man, here it is. Check this out. What do you guys think? You know? And it was fun. It was new and it was exciting and it was like amazing. It was really fun. And I was learning, you know, the websites that I was doing wasn't super good, but they weren't bad, and I was learning. Okay, I was doing my best to get in and learn some shit. And there was a time where there were these get-togethers, and Macromedia in San Francisco had these little powwows you could go to, and you could face-to-face with people, and you could, you know, share your stuff. And a guy that I met down there said, hey, there's a company I know, they're starting up, they're looking for developers. You know, at that time we called ourselves just webmasters. Looking for a webmaster. Why don't you send them your resume and talk with them? I said, okay. So I did. And the guy's name was Vamp something. Vamp something numbers. Like Vamp 28 or some shit. I can't remember now. But anyway, I went in and I interviewed with him. Okay? I turned my resume in. I got called in. I went to it. And I'm sitting there and I'm excited because this was one of them cool companies. This was a real cool fucking company, and I was like, man, I can learn a lot from these guys. Woo, this is going to be great. So I'm sitting there, and he's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And he seemed nice, you know, and I was like, hey. He goes, oh, you seem a little nervous. I'm like, yeah, I'm nervous, you know. You guys do great work, and I'm a fan, and I like the stuff that I see, and, you know, I think there's a lot that I can learn from you guys, and you know, I just hope I have an opportunity. And so he's like, yeah, you know, bring your stuff up. Let's take a look at it. So at that time, I had what I thought was a really cool website concept. It was a virtual environment. You landed on a page, and there was this receptionist there. And to the right of it was an elevator. You would click on the elevator. So the receptionist had this thing that said, oh, if you're looking for this, it's on this floor. If you're looking for this, it's on this floor. You're looking for this, it's on this floor. Right? So it's kind of this interactive thing. And so you click on the elevator, and suddenly you're inside the elevator, and you would click the floor button, and you'd go to that floor, and there you were. You were at the thing. So it's kind of a lot of clicks, you know. But again, you got to remember, this was the early days of the internet. And this was when Vermo, virtual markup language, was virtual reality markup language was something that people were playing with. And so this was my basic version of virtual reality website. You know, I took the real world and put it in there. So he's looking at it, and he's all, you're not following, you know, established patterns. And I'm like, well, with all due respect, there really isn't a lot of established patterns. You know, we got the W3C that's putting stuff out, but you got Netscape with their own set of, you know, markup. You have Internet Explorer has their own sets of markup. You have, you know, all these different things. They have their own interpretation of, you know, what the web should be. This is just a fun thing I was just doing. This is not a customer. This is just one of my play around sites. So he looks at me, turns the thing around, looks at me and says, yeah, you might as well try to figure something else out because you suck. And I'm all, what? He goes, yeah, you suck. This is horrible. There's no way you'd make it here. So sorry you wasted your time. And I had all this anger that welled up, but then I also had this pain of rejection. And then I had this embarrassment. So I had this mixture of emotions kind of all hitting up at once, and it came and hit the back of my throat and like got locked right there. And I couldn't speak because I was like, my brain hadn't quite processed that this dude was a complete fucking douchebag, right? Because he had seemed nice all the way up to this point, okay? And I was all, he was like, okay, you can leave now. And I'm all, I grab my resume and stand up and I walk out. And I didn't know how to process that because that was the first time in my professional career where anybody had been so fucked up to me. Okay? And I was like, fuck. So, I went home and was bummed out and stuck. Really hurt. It was a really shitty experience. Then, fast forward 5 years. Okay? And I had learned a lot. I kept learning. I kept doing shit. I would get into companies and I'd rise through the ranks. So here I am, head of a development team. Okay? Head of a development team, real cool company. We're expanding, we're growing, and I have to hire 2 more developers. Okay? So I'm kind of going through the resumes, and I see this resume, and the name's kind of familiar. Then I see the email, vamp number whatever at AOL.com. And I'm all, oh yeah. I said, I want to interview this one specifically. The rest of these can be interviewed by who, I can't remember who my partner was. There was another person that was helping me with the hires. But I said, this motherfucker is mine though. Okay? So, called him in. He came in. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, hey, how you doing? It's like, good. How you doing? I said, oh man, I'm great. I said, hey, are you nervous? He said, yeah, a little bit nervous. Been out of work for about 6 months. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, I can understand that. I said, you got a really impressive resume here. And I pointed out specifically the company that he was at that I had interviewed with. I said, tell me about this company. And he kind of was like, oh, wow, that was 5 years ago. Well, I was in charge of this, and this, and we did this, and we got awards for this and that. And I said, yeah, did you work on those particular projects that the awards came in? He's like, no, that was a couple other guys, but, I was more of, management at that time and blah, blah, blah. I said, that's cool. I said, you have some examples? And he said, well, what do you mean, other than what's on the resume there? I said, well, I was hoping you could point here, open up a laptop, turn it around, show me some stuff. I'd like to see some samples of your work, I'd like to get to know the person I might be hiring. Okay? And so he brings some stuff up, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, show it to me. Explain it to me. So he's like, show me stuff. And I'm like, that's impressive. And I said, how familiar are you with CSS? He goes, oh, I know a little bit. I said, JavaScript? He goes, yeah, I can do some JavaScript. I said, that's okay. You got some experience with Java? He goes, well, a little bit, because at that time Java was still somewhat relevant, I said, okay. I said, well, you don't remember me, do you? And he kind of got taken aback. What? I said, you don't remember me, do you? And he's all, should I? I said, elevator website. He goes, elevator. And he goes like that. And he looked at me and I'm like, he goes, oh. I said, oh. I guess it's good I didn't listen to your advice and try to do something else because I managed to keep busy. Very busy. Managed to continue my career. And as much as it would be fun to be your boss, not interested. Give him back his resume, and I could see him just getting fucking pissed, right? I said, good luck on the job hunt. Wish you the best of luck. And he walked out. He just fucking... And the girl who I had asked to call him and have him come in, she came in and she said, what happened? I assumed he was going to be good because you personally wanted to interview him. I said, oh, no. So I broke down a story for her, and she started laughing. She said, oh, good. Fuck him. I said, that's right. Fuck him. And we proceeded to hire 2 other guys that were way better than him anyway, so it was really just inconsequential. It was just a way for me to fucking get some validation with myself and a little bit of revenge. And it's not right. It wasn't right, but I gotta tell you, that shit felt hella good. It felt hella good. Would I do it now? Probably not. Probably not. You know, there's been some other people since then that have been dicks and assholes to me that have been in similar situations, and I just, whatever. No, circular file for that one. You know, not interested. But that one time fucking felt great. It was awesome, but I know it's not the right thing to do, but fuck it felt good. Anyway, that's it for this one. All right, guys, till next time. I think we're going to call this one Payback, so bitch. All right, guys, if you like it, please subscribe. Tell all your fucking friends. Till next time.